Mrs. Robertson, and today we're going to start reviewing for our Quarter 2 benchmark in Math 7. So we're going to go over the problems and answers, and then I will post this video in my Google Classroom so you can watch it. If there are certain sections that you want to make sure you review before the test, you can watch the video and see how to do on the problems. Okay, problem number 1. What is the value of -2 times x plus 7? You use the distributive property and you'll end up with -2x plus -14 or -2x minus 14. They both say the same thing. Now, let's look at problem number 2. What is the value of 8 times w when w is 4? 32. These are very simple. But sometimes when you throw in a negative sign, they are a little tricky. Number 3, x to the 4th power. When you replace x with 5, you're going to get 625. Focus. Some of you are not focusing. What is the value? Now this is a 6th grade level problem. And I noticed on ClearSight that some of you are missing these problems in ClearSight. In problem number 4, you're going to do 6 to the 2nd power. Remember the rules of PEMDAS. You're going to do your exponent first. 6 to the 2nd power is 36. Then you do 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Finally, you do the subtraction piece. 36 minus 12 is 24. So the answer to number 4 should be 24. Problem number 5. 16 plus 5 is 21. Divided by 3 is 7. Number 6. You have a rectangle. If you draw a rectangle, you're less likely to make a mistake. So you draw a rectangle. You have two sides that are 13b plus 7. You have two sides that are 4b plus 2. The perimeter means you add all the sides together. So an expression for the perimeter would be 14b plus 2 plus, 4b plus 2 plus 4b plus 2 plus 13b plus 7 plus 13b plus 7. So you add all of your b's and you end up having 34b. Then you add your constants, the numbers that don't have a variable with them, and you get a sum of 18. So you have 34b plus 18 is the answer for problem number 6. Any questions on that? A common mistake is kids only add 2 of the sides and forget to do all 4. In number 7, it wants you to use the greatest common factor. What's the largest number that will divide an 18 and a 45? 9. 9 times what will give you 18x? 2x. 9 times what number will give you a 45? 5. So this is the answer, 9 times 2x plus 5. In number 8, they are wanting you to use the distributive property, where 3 distributes itself to the 4m and 3 distributes itself to the minus 8. So you will end up with the answer of 12m minus 24 or 12m plus a negative 24. Any questions? Number 9. This is you are using the distributive property with the fraction. And when you do that, when you're multiplying by a 4th, you just divide both sides by a 4. Now I see 2 boys that asked lots of questions. Sorry for the interruption. In problem number 9, we are multiplying by a fraction. 1/4 of 28x is 7x. 1/4 of 32 is 8. So the answer is 7x plus 8. Are there any questions? In number 10, this one really is pretty easy. You replace m with 10. So 65 plus 2 times 10 is 20, gives you the answer 85. Any questions on the expression side 1? Okay, let's go on to the back side of expressions. Number 11. In problem number 11, simplify when d equals 8. So here we have the d is being replaced with an 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. Then you have to do 4 times 6 is 24, plus 25 gives you the answer 49. In number 12, be very careful in number 12. This is one that is missed a lot by students that are in 6th grade and those that are in the cluster class. First, you're going to solve the things in the grouping brackets. You're going to do the multiplication, 18, and then 18 plus 7 gives you 25 for that grouping symbol. Then you're going to do 8 times 3 is 24. This is the piece they forget. The next thing you do is 24 divided by 2. You have to do that division before you do any addition now. The addition that is outside of the grouping symbols. So you get a 12. 25 plus 12, the answer is 37. The answer to number 12 is 37. Number 13. Identify the variables, B, C, and Y. You do not tell me what's in front of the variables. They just want to know the variables. Variables are letters. Constants are numbers that are not a part of a variable. So the constants are 10 and 19. 10 and 19 do not have a variable attached to them. Now let's go on to problems 15 and 16. In problem number 15, it asks for you to identify coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers in front of a variable. However, there is one thing that you have to do. You have to get rid of your subtraction signs first, causing some of your coefficients to be negative. So here, a subtraction sign. Add the opposite, that coefficient will be negative 7. 29 and a 3. All right, there are 3 coefficients. If you include the variable, it's counted wrong. The coefficient is not the number in the variable, it's just the number in front of a variable. Got it? Good. Because some of you that did the redo test, they missed that one because they kept the variable attached. Okay, we are now ready for number 16. Identify the like terms. All right, they didn't ask us to combine them. They just wanted you to identify them. Like terms are 19y and 3y and 12a and negative 8a. Okay? Remember, we had to get rid of the subtraction sign, so that's where the negative sign comes in front of the 8. Any questions on 11 to 16? Okay. Number 17. Here, simplify. So what they want you to do here, combine your like terms. So in this problem, I have 9y plus negative 4y. That will give you your 5y. Then we add our constants. 13 plus 10 is 23. So 5y plus 23. In number 18, 9x minus 6x or plus a negative 6x gives you a 3x. And the answer is 3x plus 5. Any questions? All right. Number 19, when you simplify this one, 40y plus negative 23y is 17y. 16m plus 14m is 30m. Any questions? Be careful with number 20. You need to get rid of your subtraction sign. Add the opposite. Now you're going to take negative 3 times 4y and negative 3 times negative 2. What do you end up with? 8 plus negative 12y plus negative 6. Then you're going to combine your like terms. 8 plus negative 6 gives you the constant 2. So your answer is 2 plus negative 12y, or you could write negative 12y plus 2. Any questions on the expressions? All right, then let's go to the equation piece. The equations section of the study guide, you're going to need to make sure you show all of your algebraic steps on these to get full credit. So first we review again with the expression. 9x minus 17 plus 4x plus 2 will give you the answer 13x plus negative 15, or sometimes it's written normally like 13x minus 15 is the way that it will normally be on a multiple choice. In the next problem, we have 7 times x plus 7 times 2 is 14 minus 11. That will simplify to 7x plus 3. All right, now let's look at how to simplify our equations and showing the correct algebraic steps. In the first one, x divided by 6 minus 10 equals 2. Step 1, to undo subtracting 10, you're going to add 10. Cancel. You then have x divided by 6 equals 12. What will undo dividing by 6? Multiplying by 6. You have to show it on both sides. You are communicating the algebraic steps, and this cancels out. You end up with x equals 72. If they ask you to do a check step, you replace x with 72. 72 divided by 6 is 12. 12 minus 10 equals 2. Yep, my answer's right, and you put a check mark beside it. Yes?
Oh, sorry, I did think this was
Okay. The next problem. To undo adding 17, you subtract 17 from both sides of the equal sign. You end up with x divided by 5 equals 5. To undo dividing by 5, you multiply both sides by 5. X equals 25. Do your check step. Is 25 divided by 5, that is 5, plus 17, does that equal 22? Why, yes, it does. If your check step doesn't come out with the right answer, you know you need to go back and fix your problem. Put a star by this one. This is one that you need to know how to do. Here, we first have to get rid of our 9. So you subtract 9. To get rid of a plus 9, you subtract 9, which means you add the opposite. Negative 25 plus negative 9 will give you negative 34. This is the problem. You now have the answer. Negative 34 equals a negative x. You do not want a negative x. You want to know what x is. How do you make a negative x disappear, Jack?
By multiplying it by negative 1.
Right, multiplying or dividing by negative 1. So, here I multiply both sides by negative 1. Negative times negative is positive x. Negative 1 times negative 34 is positive 34. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. There probably will be one that's like that on your test, so be careful. Let's do the next problem here. 6x minus 8 minus x. Well, I add the opposite. So 6x plus a negative 1x is 5x, plus negative 8 equals 68. To get rid of a negative 8, you add a positive 8. You now have 5x equals 76. Divide both sides by 5, and x equals 15.2. Any questions? Everyone good? Thumbs up? All right, some of you need a little more help on this. Okay.
Yeah, we need time.
Let's continue. You all know the rules. It's been a while since we followed some of these things. Get rid of your subtraction sign. You all know that. Add the opposite. Add the opposite. Combine like terms. 24x plus negative 3x will leave you with 21x. Plus, that's a negative 18 equals a 51. Now, we have to get rid of a negative 18. What will make a negative 18 disappear? Jack?
Positivity.
That's right. So we add a positive 18 to both sides. You now have 21x equals 69.
Yeah.
You're in front of me. Don't take the pen apart. You do the problems, okay? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not writing the answers down or taking a pen apart. Now, to undo multiplying by 21x, what do? What will undo multiplying? Yes. Divide both sides by 21, and you'll get x equals 3 2/7. Any questions? Okay, then let's continue. Which equation represents this verbal sentence? The verbal sentence is 40 plus the product of 3 and a number is 64. So 40 plus the product means multiply 3 and a number. So 40 plus multiply. You know that one's not going to be 1. Product means to multiply. Well, that's a plus. That's a subtract. That means multiply. It's going to be C. Question? Yes.
24 plus negative 18 on that problem.
Are you on this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would it be okay if you put 3.29?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, if you had a decimal, yeah.
That's better.
Okay. Now let's go to what you would have to do in a problem like this. Cindy has saved $950 for a trip. She needs a total of $2,150. If she makes $40 an hour, how many hours will she need to work? Define your variable. You don't have to use H. You could use another variable, but it represents hours. Define the variable. Your equation. 950 plus 40 times H equals 2,150.
940 plus 950.
Yes. Then we have to get rid of the 950 first. So you subtract 950 from both sides. And you will end up with 40H equals 1,200. They didn't really give you enough lines on this problem here, so we have to extend it to the bottom. Divide both sides by 40, and H equals 30. Then for the check step, you replace H with 30. 40 times 30 is 1,200. Add 950, and yes, you do get 2,150. Any questions? All right, let's do just a few more problems, and then I'll have you do the rest of them for homework tonight so we can grade it tomorrow. Here we go. These are all pretty easy 1 or 2 step equations. On this problem, to get rid of a plus 3, you subtract 3. You end up with 7 times x equals 77. Divide both sides by 7. X equals 11. The check step. Does 7 times 11 plus 3 equal 80? Yes, it does. Any questions on that? The next one, to undo subtracting 5, you add 5 to both sides. You now have x divided by 2 equals 5. To undo dividing by 2, you multiply both sides by 2. X equals 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. Yes, it does check. Any questions? In this problem, you're going to get rid of a plus 10 by subtracting 10. And you will end up with 5 times y equals negative 45, because when you subtract 10, you add the opposite, and negative 35 plus a negative 10 is negative 45. Divide both sides by 5. Y equals negative 9. 5 times negative 9 is negative 45, plus 10 equals negative 35. It is correct. And this will be the last one that I do for you today, and then we'll finish. I'll go over the others tomorrow. I expect all of them to be finished. Here we go. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. To get rid of a positive 8, you subtract 8. You now have negative 2x equals 12. Divide both sides by negative 2. X equals a negative 6. And here you have negative 6 minus 4 will give you a negative 10. Negative 2 times negative 10 is positive 20. And that's what we end up with. 20 equals 20. So, your homework tonight, finish this packet, and we will go over the answers tomorrow.